Yeah, now it is visible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to the Global Power Platform Bootcamp. Uh, Myself, Prince. I work as a data analytics manager at Asia, ING Bank Singapore Asia. We held around about 70 applications across Asia, and it's all built on Microsoft suite of MSBI and Power BI. As it is a regulatory reporting apps. So most of them have, and data analytics part is mainly on the auto MLs. This is what we do as part of the bank. We support around about 9 branches in wholesale banking Asia. Um, so the topic of my discussion today is how we can integrate Power BI with Power Apps and Power Automate. Why I picked up the topic, because generally what happens when you get so many queries about the reports, people say why they have to go on multiple places to do things and then see the reports, results on the reports, and it takes a lot of time from end to end integration. So what best we can do them, give them to make their lives easy. We're gonna have small demo about it. We're gonna do a lot of and then I'm gonna show you a lot of tasks that can be automated with Power Automate, with help the Power BI tasks that can be automated with Power Automate, and what kind of integrations we can have it. There is a teaser about REST APIs in Power BI, that I'm leaving it for now. I'm not going to cover that, but that is something, is a vast topic and have multiple hours and hours of session on the REST API. But I'm going to give you a teaser so that you guys know. If you guys can go back, if you want to ping me, contact me over that topic of REST APIs. We can have a separate discussion on that. Um, as a person, I love playing outdoor sports. I love playing cricket, squash, traveling across the world. But apparently, everything is virtual right now, so it's becoming not so good for the travelers, at least. Um, and then, okay, let's start with the topic now. Integrate Power BI with Power Platform tools. So what I'm trying to do, because Power BI being centralized within the four things, so I'm trying to integrate how we can integrate the others, take the powers of other platforms within Power Platform to make Power BI more intuitive, more responsive in a sense. And then we're gonna leverage on Power Automate to reduce the task on Power BI services, so that at least those tasks can be done by Power Automate rather than being done by the Power BI services. Uh, okay. So we're going to learn the capabilities of Power App and Power Automate, and how the integration with Power BI can complete the end-to-end solution. So it's the session is wholly solely built on the whole of this topic. Uh, so first we're going to start with the Power Apps in Power BI. I know most of you guys, so we don't build a lot of, okay, we can build a lot of fancy apps in Power BI, but what for this topic I've taken in a very simple app, so that at least we understand from a starting perspective how Power BI integration works and how does the whole thing works. So, so if you see, what we're gonna do an exchange. So what are the key consideration while building a Power App for Power BI? We need to understand the update and inserts only happen to tables, cannot happen to views as data source. There are two methods where we can use different views to view the data, but updating happens in the backend with the insert data, but that is not the topic of discussion as of today. And then you have and tables with only with primary keys gets only updated. You need to design the Power App from Power BI, as it helps in instant refreshes of the reports without refreshing it manually. So this is something that you really need to see. I'm going to show a demo about it. What is the difference between those two? And then the within Power BI, the storage mode of the table that you're going to update has to be a direct query. It cannot be a view or any other different dual mode or something. Okay, so uh, let's go to, so this is a small Power App. What we are trying to do is that we every country in regulatories has to report in their reporting currency of the country itself. So So the but the contracts, the loan lending happens in different currencies and all this stuff. So what we're trying to develop here is that, for example, someone keyed in the wrong rate, and then someone has to now operation people have to update this rate to get the reports done. But that would take a lot of time, and regulatory reports are sometimes a time critical report. So to do a change, what best you can give it to the end user to do it very fast. So we are building a report over that, the whole scenario. So you can just update an exchange rate, and you see how the report gets refreshed automatically on the on, and then they can go ahead and submit the report as well. We're gonna show it you with the demo. uh, I hope it works. Yeah. As you see this report, so for example, we are saying, okay, euro fixed is 1.7. Apparently it seems that okay, the SGD floating cannot be okay changed to cannot be 0.68, because if it's reporting currency is Singapore, so it has to be in the same, almost at the same level. So I'll go ahead and change my SGD floating rate. So just see, it's a very simple app. Just go ahead and update it to 1, maybe 0.98, because it's floating, so it can go up and down. And go update. See, it got changed 0.98. It came so it's so fast. So you can imagine how quickly it created it and how quickly it made the whole thing work so fast. And these are the tasks that people, if you go by the whole process, and with this you can always do a caching of the record. You can have a trace also done along with it, so that you know which users have updated it, what was updated and what was not, so that at least you have a trace for a reporting system to be in. So with all these things, it's quite an intuitive way of giving powers to the users to make them understand, make their life easier as part of the process, so they don't have to wait for the whole things to done to get the reports done to the regulators. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna create the same app. It's a very simple tablix report, but reports are very quite complex, so that these tasks becomes much more complex in a sense. So it's just that for now I'm keeping it very simple and plain. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna build an app in from the scratch. We could use the automated way of building the Power App, but because we don't want to lose the integration refresh of the Power App, so we're gonna build it from scratch, uh, uh, manually everything. So I'll edit it. So what you can do under visualization, there is something called as Power Apps for Power BI. You can click the Power App. So see the beauty of Microsoft, it tells you each and every step you need to do to get this Power App working. So for example, I know I just need to get the exchange. I just need to update the, even you can update the contracts also, in case for you have some late lending contract coming in late, you can always update those as well. But for now, we are just keeping it to exchange rate. So we know we need to get currency, we need to get ID because it's a primary key. We need to get the rate, we need to get the rate type. So it's asking whether I want to use a current app or whether I have to create a new one. So we're gonna start with the creating a new one. So it opens up the studio for the Power Apps, and I think all are well adversed with how the Power Apps works. I'm not gonna go very deep into it. I'm just creating it just to show that how it looks like and how it works it in a simple manner. Uh, it's more for the Power BI users who usually don't work with Power Apps. Okay. In the meantime. In the meantime, I'll show you the other one so that at least till the time the Power Apps is getting ready. Give me a second. Usually it doesn't take this much time. I'll use one more here. Just to show you how you can use the existing apps to also do it, because it's taking too much of time right now. It's really taking it. Usually it doesn't take this much time. Okay, I choose another one just to show you how we can do. How you can choose the existing app to do it. You can choose an existing app also. So it shows me what are the different apps that we already have it as part of the stuff. So in case if I want, I can use a different app to see whether it works. So both the ways you can do it. So see, it works. So these are the different way. This is one of the different way. If you can create an app first and then you can integrate with it. But for now, we are not going to use this one. So I was just showing you for the sample till the time the studio was getting ready. I hope it's ready now. Yeah, it's ready now. So let's can delete it. I don't need this one. Okay, now create. I'm not going to create from the library, so I'm going to skip it. Okay, so what is the what is the major part is this Power BI integration. This is the part that is integrating the app to the Power BI. I'm not gonna use the gallery from them. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna add a new screen to it, add a list. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna rename the screen. So this is mainly for the someone who doesn't use the Power Apps. So it's a browse screen for me. So I'm gonna use the usually it doesn't take so much time. I don't know why it's taking so much of time out here. So you can just use table that you want to connect with it. I just need title and subtitle. I don't want to do it with too many things out here. Even I can edit the fields, but as of now I'm not doing it. So as of now I'm going to just change the title to okay, display record, or okay, search records. Okay, so once that is done, I'm gonna add another screen to it, scrollable screen, where I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna change the name to display record. I'm gonna insert a form, display form. I'm just gonna say use exchange rate. I'm going to choose the field that I want to add. I want to add, okay, I want to add ID, then CCY name, then rate type, and then the rate. Okay, so once you see this, so you can see how quickly you can build an app for a Power BI developer who is not so much into building apps and all that stuff. So Microsoft has made it so easy for it to build. So and then go there, just change it to, so if what item has to be displayed here, so we need to see, so you can always say is browse gallery dot selected, so it knows, so whatever you selected at the browse gallery, so it can start to view it. You can always go ahead and do some custom formatting for it and all that stuff, but for now I'm not doing it. uh, okay, so uh, so I leave it like here like this. Then I'm gonna add certain buttons to it so that at least we understand what kind of stuff is happening. First I'll add an icon. I'll add a left icon. Okay, I'm gonna create an action to navigate. On select, navigate to, so see it tells, it's already telling me what it's trying to do, so it's predicting what needs to be done and it's telling you okay, this thing that you can use it to do. So you can imagine it's making life so easy for the people out here, as the SQL developers or Power BI developers who so it's making our lives very easy, and the Power Apps. And then I'll again add an, I'll insert an icon to edit. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Because when sometimes people say, okay, guys, you don't understand this one, but to be honest, when you ask the SQL developers or people who haven't worked on the .NETs or ShapePoints and all those things, so it's very difficult for them to do all these things. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna leave it for now. Before I'm gonna come back once I build the screen for that to navigate that way. Okay, now the third screen, that is the most important one. I'm gonna insert another scrollable one, and this time I'm gonna keep the screen name as update insert records. What it's gonna do, it's gonna have a form of edit so that people can edit the record. Let me delete the canvas. I don't need the canvas. I'm gonna use the same exchange rate table. I'm gonna edit the fields that needs to be there. It should show CCY name. It should show rate type, and it should show rate. Add it. Okay, so we're gonna repeat the same task first I'm gonna what record it should have. So I'm gonna again do select browse gallery dot selected, so it shows up there. So but we need to understand that these two fields should not be edited or something, or this should field not be edited. So that's something you can always do those stuff out here where you can say them for you can unlock the property and then can say the field itself should be, where is that one? The display mode, to make it to a view mode, display dot edit instead display dot view. So you can change it. This instead of parent display mode, you can make it a. Okay, give me a second. Let me unlock it. You can always change it to the edit mode, the make it to a view mode and blank it out. That would work it for now. Okay. I'm not finding it as of now, but we can always do that. I'll post a video for that also. So this is an update screen out there, but now how would you submit it? How are you going to do it? So what you can do, you can add a button to it, add a button, make it a submit update button. Submit or update button. Let's make it a submit for now and then we'll change it. And what it should do on the basis of this, on select, it should submit form. So it's telling you what you should be filling in. And the biggest part that we need to do is this Power BI integration refresh. So this is something you need to understand. If you don't put this one, it doesn't refresh the report as part of the change. So this is something we need to put it across so that it goes across, goes back to it. Now let's coming back to the form. So once it gets submitted, what it should do. So on success, it should navigate back to the browse screen so that it goes back to the actual screen from where it has come. Or you can say, no, not the browse screen. I want it to go to screen one. So it can go to screen one also and update that record. So this is something you can always choose what you need to do. So this is done. So this is how you build a full-fledged app within seconds. You can use the same to, you can ask Power App to do build it for you also. It's a very easy steps to build that as well, but I needed some custom visuals and all that stuff. Then you can do all these things. I did this demo, build an app so that at least people understand, people can start playing with it. Um, Even you can integrate the Power Automate with Power App also. So once this is done, I'm gonna keep this to very simple stuff. Um, I'm gonna now do an experiment of the app itself, whether it's working or not. Give me a second. I don't want to go from this screen. I know we can do it with the alt screen, but I'm just wanted to show people the whole screen. Okay, so okay, we did not do one change, the edit one. Okay, now we have built the screen, so we need to do a navigation here where we have to tell, okay, go to screen CC. It's already telling you what to do. So it's so easy for apps, so it just builds for you by itself. uh, Having said that, we did these two parts. Now the third part is so if you want to insert a new record, what can be done to insert a new record? So this one, it's also very easy. You just need to see on select new form. What does this new form does is that it tells it's gonna create a new form out of the whole screen 3, where it does not new form 1. So it creates a new form, and we tell it, okay, navigate to screen 3 to make it work. Okay, so now let's do an experiment out here. Okay, so we say, okay, we want to update INR. Okay, we did not do this transition also, so we did not do that transition, so we need to work action navigate to screen 1. So I can do that. See, it's coming up. I want to edit. I want to change it to 0.74. I update. I submit. So it got changed. So the app is working. And now once that is working, you can save your app. Save it with the demo underscore. I see. Save it. I'm gonna delete this. So it will pick it automatically that you have already built it. So it's so easy to do all these things. So I'm gonna delete this one. So easily it got built across. So you can imagine all for a SQL developer, it's just like you're giving him a gift of his life to do all these kind things within that. So he doesn't have to go to .NET or SharePoint people or developers to get his things done. So once that is done, that helps you build the whole thing. Um, we have already seen the functionality. It works perfectly fine. We'll do a change here and try to do it on the USD floating with this app. So I'm going to change the USD floating. I'm going to put edit. I'm going to say, okay, it's 0.68. I'm going to change it to 0.6. Submit it. See, oh, I changed it to 6, so it's gonna boom it. So so this is how we can do these parts. So so this is how you can build the apps so easily and so quickly within the Power BI. So integration happens, and then on top of it, you can do a lot of within that you can do a Power Automate also to make it more intuitive. Uh, Give me a guys second. Yeah. Okay, so this that covers our first part of the demo. Uh, where is the slide? Any queries till now, guys? Any queries? Okay, now going to the next part. the Power Automate in Power BI. So what is Power Automate and what is Power BI? Power BI, we all know, is a suite of business intelligence reporting and data visualization products. It mainly for data analytics and all those things. Power Automate is a service that helps you create an automated workflows between your apps and services to synchronize files, notifications, collect data, and more, and also more and so on. So if you see this, this is something very unique within the both the two parts. So what? So there are a lot of tasks that can be done with the Power Automates within Power BI. Some we're gonna experiment today, and rest we can put it. I'll put a separate video if someone wants to go and see from the REST API, they can do it. So there are two parts. One is a trigger point and one other task that can be done. So trigger is that how would you trigger a flow within the same story. So only trigger from Power BI is Power BI data alert, but we're gonna see different ways of triggering the power flow, automate flows via APIs, via API calls, via actions from a button in Power BI, and then then there's something called as REST API that can be used to do it. But for now, we're gonna see the first two. How are we gonna do a data alert from Power BI, and then see the tasks that can be done via the other stuffs. Now coming back to okay, the Power BI components, they are so what you can do, it's first is the task that can be done is to create a data sets for the Power BI. You can refresh the data sets, you can download the paginated reports and download the reports. So then people will say, why we need to do download reports? That can be do by subscription. The Power BI subscription doesn't send you the whole report, it just sends you the first page as well as that a link to the report. So with this you can actually download in the format that you want, like Excel, PPT, PDF, and then you can ask other form customized format also, and they can be able to download it and send it across to you guys. So these are the different things that can be done. Now we're going to experiment some with the flows, if it allows me to update. Okay, yeah, okay. So so there are three, so I'm gonna show you the best two. What with the time constraints, I'm gonna show you the best two. uh, okay, I'll show you the report first. Okay, before it comes here, okay, at least it came. I'm gonna walk you through the normal flows so that it's a simple flow where you can select this frequency of the refresh. I'm doing monthly. You can do lot of other. You can figure out a lot of other frequency. If you see Power BI service, you don't get all these kinds of schedules. You don't get seconds. Don't get means I think it's hourly or something, so these are the different recurrences that you can do it, and then you can see the refresh as well. Then you can it's a very simple way of just you just select your workspace and you select your data set. It just refreshes the data set. It just as simple as that. It doesn't have any too much of here and there. So that is one part that is very simple, so I'm not going to cover this as part of the demo. I'm gonna go to my flows. The next one is a little bit critical, a little bit what I say is on-demand refresh. For example, I have a user that want to do a refresh of the data once they update the data in some place, but we don't want to give them access to the workspace, or we don't want to give them access to those refreshes. So what you can do, you can give them a button on this button, there's a refresh API called. I'll just show you the action. Okay, so you see action, it's calling this web URL of API. So from there you can get this API request here. Okay, so this API is being called out here, and it goes and refreshes the data set. So this is one of a very kind scenario where with this use of API you can do multiple things now from Power BI. So this API calls from Power BI actions can help you even do an email trigger to people, or a refresh trigger to any people, or you can ask, okay, send this. I can click, okay, send these emails to this. You can concatenate a lot of users out here and just send at one go the emails to all the users. Same thing, you can do a subscription of these things. The next part, that is adding a row, the data sets, that is something that I really want to cover as part of this demo. So we have a lot of streaming data sets in Power BI. Is there data set out here? Yeah. So for example, I want to create how these things can help to do. We will create a streaming dataset with help of Power Automate. So it's just an API call. So it tells me, okay, what is the dataset name? I said demo underscore Nepal underscore ISS. What we're gonna do, we're gonna use a small API of in space stations. So it tells you where your space, it tells you the value of longitude and latitude and where the space station is existing. So it tells you, okay, which values you need to get it from there. So I say latitude, that is a number. So this is the API. So you can see the numbers. It gives you message success, latitude, longitude, timestamp. So it's giving you everything out here. So I say, okay, I need longitude. Also in number, I'm gonna say I need so-called message, that is text. I'm gonna see, I want date when it has come. Okay, so I can simply create this and I can say, okay, keep historical data. So it keeps, if you are in a premium, if you're not in premium services, it's gonna keep you 200,000 records for you historically, and then it can create these reports. So I'm gonna create this data. So the streaming data set is done. I will go to the flows. Okay, so this is what I have done, the build stream data, but I can create a new one for everyone to see. So let it skip. I don't want to play with this one. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Where is my that flow? I'm gonna show you within this one itself so that at least you guys understand it from there. Okay, so any queries, guys?
Hi, Prince. Sorry. So how long would it take to complete your system now?
In just another 2 minutes,
Okay,
because I
great. Yeah,
because I
yeah,
got it very late from that sense.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this one, it's okay. I'm gonna go back. No, sorry. So okay. So if you want it faster, I'll refresh it via this one stream. Okay. So what it does, it's just a recurrence. You can tell, okay, or exactly at what level you want the recurrence to happen. Then you can see you can have an HTTP request out here. Okay, you can see, and just put the API here, so you can see it shows, it doesn't, you just need to put the API, and then it says, okay, if you want to so this I think we should give a very good salute to the Power Automate developers. They have made our life so easy. So if you have to build a JSON, you don't have to do it, you just can generate it via from a sample itself. So you can just go there, put your sample out here, put it here, it will generate it for you. So you don't have to do it for yourself, it will do it for you. And then just add a row data set here. Okay, what I'll do, I'll remove this one just to show you the sample. Delete. I'm gonna add a new step. Just put Power BI. And see, you can see all the four export files, all the four that I showed you in the starting itself. Then add rows to data set. Put a unique identifier. It tells you which workspace you are going to do, what data set. So we just build a new streaming data set. I'll put a dev1 ISS. It, it creates the real-time data. You can put a custom name also. Now you can take these values from here. So you already got the values, so you can just take latitude, you can take longitude, you can take message. Okay, you can take message from message, and then because the timestamp from there that is coming, I don't like it, so I'm gonna put it, okay fine, I'm gonna put an expression. I'm gonna say UTC now. So I'm gonna say save, and then it will run itself. So then you can build the reports also on top of it. I'm going to just show you the report that was built on that content. So you can see that stations, how the space station was moving from last 10 days. So this is what is happening. So I refresh it every 2-3 hours so to see the data. So if I refresh it more frequently, you're going to see more dots out here. So this is how you can do it. That's it from my session. Thanks for attending it. Do let me know if you have any queries or any feedback about it. More than happy to help anyone or improve myself also and do a better demos next time around. I hope, Pradeep, I did not overrun the thing. Pradeep?
I think Pradeep is away for a while, so I'm going to
Okay.
take over. There was great session. I was
It's mainly the target audience was mainly for the Power BI, so that at least people can understand from Power BI perspective how you guys can do these different scenarios. That was the whole aim of the sessions, because the Power BI developers, being Power BI developers, we don't usually have a lot of .NET or SharePoint experience, so that was the main reason behind all this the session.
yeah. If any of you guys have any questions regarding that, please you can ask right now. You can comment your question. Any of you? I think there is no question right now. So maybe Prince, you can drop your information, contact information with that, so that maybe
Sure,
if anyone
sure.
contact you. Yeah. All
Thank.
right. Thank you, Prince, for the great session on the integration of the three important pillars of the Power Platform. Really great session.
Thanks.
So yeah. Okay, we have our next session coming up by Subra Satyar, and she's gonna be delivering a session on building custom business applications with model-driven Power Apps and the Dataverse. So I'd like